Hey everybody, and welcome to the Hot Tag with your girl Izzy. Today, I am so excited and honored to have this special guest on my show today, who is somebody I truly admire for her work in the pro wrestling industry, as she has elevated the stakes for female wrestling and has pioneered an inclusive environment for all. She is the Chief Brand Officer of AEW, Brandi Rhodes. What's up?
Hey Izzy, how's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I had some technical difficulties getting here, so thank you for your patience.
Of course, I think that's the whole thing with Zoom. It never works, but sometimes you get lucky. Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on the show today. It is such a huge honor to have you on. And I also wanted to virtually congratulate you on the little nightmare that is on the way. And I know you are a huge fan of Disney. So have you thought of what your son or daughter's first Disney attraction will be when they can actually go to Disney?
Oh, I've actually probably thought about that too much. It's a little scary. No, I'm actually having a Disney mural painted for the nursery. So hopefully the kid likes Disney. Otherwise, they're gonna be stuck with it for a little bit.
Yeah, let's hope and pray. So, have you thought maybe like Winnie the Pooh? Maybe I mean, definitely not Space Mountain. Like you can't go with Space Mountain. But what about Winnie the Pooh? Because I feel like that's a good ride.
Winnie the Pooh is actually one of my favorite rides. And I'm actually
Okay.
stoked that I can ride that in my current state. There's a lot of things that you can't do at Disney anymore, but it's one of the ones that's super friendly. So yeah, maybe Winnie the Pooh, maybe the Avatar boat ride. You never know. We'll see.
Okay. I have yet to go on that one. How is the Avatar world?
Avatar is really, really cool.
Okay.
That particular ride has a lot of heat. A lot of people they complain about that one because the one that's the virtual ride, that's kind of the
Hmm.
main attraction. But the boat ride still gets a lot of people, intrigue. So the line will be really long, and it's really not that long of a ride, and it's just a boat ride.
Oh, okay. It's basic, but people love it, I guess, sort of kind of. But I want to jump right into the real questions, and we were just talking about how you are about to become a mother, and you wear many hats, and you're preparing to wear another one as a new mom. Now, you are the chief brand officer of AEW. You've been a part of many projects like Culture City, and you also are the creator of AEW Heels. So tell us, how do you find that healthy balance with serving those different roles while upholding the legacy of the Rhodes name?
It's definitely a delicate balance.
Mhm.
I think a lot of people have no idea what my role is as chief brand officer. They just kind of, it's like the catch-all role to a lot of people. Like if something went wrong, oh, it must have been the chief brand officer's fault.
Okay.
So I'm to most people, I'm just, the catch-all for all of the nonsense and complaints they have. But in reality, it's a really, really, really strenuous job. We work with everything from PR, so every day communicating with the media, like yourself, and
Yes.
then partnerships and sponsorships. So, like you talked about Culture City and the things that we do with Special Olympics and code.org, things like that, that people have been seeing popping up. State Farm, a lot of stuff that we do with them. I'm on board for that. And then I'm also on board for a little bit of marketing initiatives, more of kind of like the day to day, not so much this one's going to hurt people, not the action figures. So as much as I would love
Okay.
to say that I got Lil Brand and that was part of what I would say, when I was working with Lil Brand, but that's not true. Jazzwares did that, not me. So, but yeah, but still in these other areas and realms, it's a lot of plates that are spinning, and not only that, I'm a chair, like a board member for Culture City, so I'm in Culture City meetings all the time, and I'm doing speaking things for Culture City and just helping try to get the message out about inclusivity for people with silent disabilities. So it's a lot of work. And then on top of that, I was in ring, which was great, so much fun. I'm absolutely missing it very much right now. But it's a lot of work. But actually growing a human inside of me is more work than I thought it was going to be. So that's definitely something that I can't overlook.
Yeah, definitely. And without a doubt, you uphold that a legacy of the Rhodes name. And as mentioned, you are heavily involved in Culture City. Now, their mission is to make environments inclusive for people with autism, which is truly amazing on all different levels. So, why do you think it was so important for AEW to partner up with this incredible organization?
It's something that when you look at it and look at all of the benefits and how much
Mhm.
just the simple effort can help so many people, it's one of those things that you wonder, why haven't people been doing this much further before this? And I think a lot of people, they've witnessed sensory overloads and sensory meltdowns and not really realized what they were or how to
Mhm.
handle, or what to do about them. And now that we have this organization that basically just guides you along the way and tells you exactly how things need to go and how they should be handled and how to just make it so that people are comfortable leaving their homes and doing these things, it's the easiest thing ever. The hardest part is getting people to understand and be on board. But once you're there, it's a beautiful thing, because things just are rocking and rolling in a great direction. I mean, I've had so many people tell me they never bought their child or their brother or sister or any family member to a wrestling event because they were afraid if there were a sensory issue, they just get kicked out. And I mean, that's
Okay.
really the way that it is. Once you leave a building, you don't get to get back in, no matter what the circumstance was. So that's sad. And we really wanted to be able to help people enjoy themselves, not have to worry about things like that. If there was an incident, at least you would know there was a safe place to go and regroup, and that people there are in understanding of what's happening. You're not a spectacle. You're not unwelcome. You're just able to do what you need to do and then get right back to having a good time.
That is really great to hear. That's such a just amazing message for those people. Now, you are very vocal about Culture City, and you are also vocal about women empowerment, specifically women empowering each other, and which is one of the main goals of AEW Heels and the AEW women's roster. So, what are some key takeaways that you want women to walk away with when they attend an AEW show or being a part of AEW Heels?
Um, Honestly, it's this is a growing industry, and it's an industry that for many years, um, women were not able to be so vocal, and women weren't really looked at as anything other than talent. Now we're reaching a point where talent actually has really elevated, which is fantastic. But we're seeing more from women in higher up positions, and the heels community is just kind of a way to bring everybody together and enjoy their love for the same thing and kind of have a safe space to talk about it. And I think a lot of people really misunderstand what Heels is. Heels is a
Mhm.
community for fans. And it's a community. It's not another show. It's not it's not a wrestling show. It's not something where we really even discuss wrestling. Maybe on the forums on their own, when they communicate with each other, they discuss different things that happen during the show. But when we get together and we have our Heels meetings, it's just really uplifting, and we're talking about various issues that women face. We're having fun Q&As with different talent and people that we work with, like our seamstress and makeup artists. So it's really just this fun community for women who love wrestling to engage each other. I think, though, a lot of people think it has something to do with our actual women's division, and it doesn't. I mean, the only thing it has to do with our women's division is they join us and they participate and have a good time. Um, I think if people now hearing that, if they were curious about it, they'll understand it a little bit better. And I would say, if you're a female and you really are a fan of wrestling and don't have a lot of female wrestling friends as fans, and kind of not an outlet to, talk about what you want to talk about, check out Heels. It's great. I mean, it's $50 for the year, not per month, like, whoever it was that started that, great job. It got tons of traction and was really um, annoying. But it's really a fantastic place to be, and from everybody, all of the members, we're in our 400s in the members already. Everyone seems to just really love it and speak really highly of it, and use it as the release that it's meant to be.
Yeah, and the AEW community overall, they're just truly special. You gotta love them. And having a community of strong women is also very important. I've been very lucky in my life to have my mom and other women who I look up to to just almost be like my little community. But I want to bring it to you. Who are some of those women in your life that have served as an inspiration or as a role model?
Oh wow. Well, definitely my mom. I mean, my
Mhm.
mom is kind of the reason that I am as hard-headed as I am today. In that she was one of the hardest working women that I knew growing up. I mean, my family was not very wealthy, and my mother and father both had to work. Even if she didn't have to work, I think she still would have worked because she just had a really, really great work ethic and just taught a lot about, working hard, finding your passions, doing that, not letting anyone, derail you because parents will say this to people. I will say this to my child, that, people will try to keep you from doing what your dreams are because they feel like they can't do their own. And you have to realize that. And it's hard to recognize sometimes, but you just have to realize that that's not your battle. You have to do what you have to do to make yourself happy. So I learned a lot from my mom in that way. And I, grew up figure skating. So I had a lot of coaches that I spent a lot of time with that were really positive and very much on my butt all the time to keep me working hard, to make sure that, I'm getting everything out of the sport, not just wins, but, learning life lessons. And that was really fantastic. And then today, I mean, I have some of the greatest friends that I could possibly have, in all different stages of life. We share so much together, and we kind of have the same goals, but in different directions. We all work in different fields. And it's really nice to just have, a community of friends that I can talk to anything or to talk to about anything. So I even talk to them about wrestling, knowing they don't know a lot about it. But, we kind of just share our lives together, which is cool.
Well, it's really nice to hear that you have those women in your life who, you can almost look up to as role models. And as we wrap up this interview, sadly, we discussed your incredible career in this business and your passion for diversity and inclusion. I want to ask you one last thing. Initially, you were responsible for scouting out new talent for AEW, like Chris Statlander. So, what female prospect has piqued your interest recently?
Ooh,
It's a
we're
tough one.
always, yeah, it really is. I mean, we have a lot of really great girls that come in and perform at AEW Dark all the time. We're very lucky to have a lot of, fun new talents coming in. But I think right now it's not an urgent thing needing to sign new people. I mean, I'm not the only set of eyes here either. There are a lot of
Mhm.
people who notice different people, and especially when it comes to women. I think sometimes people think when it comes to women, I'm holding this like crystal ball and have it like all. I didn't even know until we announced it that we were going to do a women's tournament coming up for the
Okay.
championship, which is cool. I'm happy about that, and that's very good. But that's not me. So yeah, there's always a lot of different ways to be seen here. But I'm always impressed with a lot of the ladies that come on and do dark, and I'm sure I'll be impressed with all the women that compete in the tournament. Some of them I may not be familiar with, others I might be more familiar with, but really just rooting for all of them to have an excellent showing there and kind of continue to elevate the importance of the women's championship.
Yeah, and the AEW Women's Division, it's stacked. So I am so excited to see that tournament. And Brandi, I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your day because I know you live a busy life, but seriously, thank you so much.
Oh no, of course. As soon as you wanted to do the interview, I was ready. You can ask Mandy. I told her we got to do this. We got to do it soon. So,
Oh, thank
thank
you.
you for having me come on. I appreciate it.
Of course, it was such an honor. And thank you guys for tuning into this episode of The Hot Tag with your girl Izzy and Brandi Rhodes. I will see you guys next time.